back to my channel. My name is Allie if you're new, and on my channel I post bookish, lifestyle, and personal development type videos. In this video, we are doing a weekend reading vlog. So today's Thursday. I decided to start this a little bit early just because I wanted more reading time. Plus, I'm about to finish a book and I want it included in this video. So let's chat about it. So I am currently reading 2 books, and my goal for this reading vlog is to finish them both. So I'm reading Tender as the Flesh, and this book is so freaking weird, but I'm gonna finish it like in the next 10 minutes. Maybe not quite 10 minutes, but I'm 88% of the way through it, so I'm gonna finish that super soon. I'm really excited to get it finished because it's November 17th and I have only finished 3 books this month, which is so unlike me. So that is my goal, is to finish that today. And then I am also reading The Poppy War. So my goal is to also read more of The Poppy War this weekend and hopefully get, if not finish it, at least get closer to finishing it. And yeah, that is my goal. So let's get into it. So I finished reading Tender as the Flesh. I gave it 3 stars. That book is so weird. Like, just so weird. I don't even really know what to think. I had a lot of thoughts, but just overall, it's just crazy. I'm gonna give, like, tiny bits of spoilers, so if you want to read the book and haven't and don't want any spoilers, just skip over this part. I'll put my hand up. I'll put my hand down when I'm done spoiling. Basically, the things about this book that just, like, did not do it for me. One, it felt really, like, weird to me that they were, like, eating people alive and, like, tearing people apart and, like, keeping them alive. And at the end of the book, like, they, like, a bunch of people took a, like, shipment container and, like, knocked it over and killed everybody and ate everybody just raw, just ate them alive. And that is not something that would happen. Like, nobody's gonna attack a shipping container and, like, eat a bunch of cows alive. And so it's just, like, that's so out of the realm of possibility in my mind. It felt like zombies almost. It was so weird. They're also, I just don't understand how an entire society can just immediately lose all of their morals. Literally everybody just lost all of their morals. Even our main character, like, the whole time you think that he's, like, this great guy and he's, like, he doesn't believe in everything and whatever, and then all of a sudden he just, like, flips a switch. And it was just a little much for me. That's all I'm really going to say about Tender as the Flesh, just because if you want to read it, read it. I think it's something that's worthwhile, like, worth reading, but it's very weird, and it's translated from Spanish, so it does have some, like, choppy bits, just because obviously anything that's translated isn't going to be, like, perfect English, so it's going to be a little bit harder to follow. But overall, I did really enjoy it. Gave it 3 stars. I felt like it was really interesting to continue to read it. I was interested in picking it up. I wanted to keep reading it, but it really makes you think, and it's pretty gross. It's very graphic, and it has its things. But overall, I did enjoy it. So I gave it 3 stars, and if you're interested in reading something like that, I do recommend it. However, read the trigger warnings, and I mean, don't pick it up if it's not something that you're sure you're going to be interested in. I read it for a book club, and I'm glad that I read it for a book club because I would not have read it otherwise. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it at this point. I'm sure this is something that you kind of have to, like, marinate on, and then once it, like, fully sets in, like, everything that happened, I'll probably have better thoughts, but that's all I've got for right now. I also am fighting a migraine, so that probably doesn't help with my thought process. I woke up at, like, 5. I didn't have my watch on, so it was before 6 o'clock this morning. Like, headache woke me up out of my sleep, and then I went downstairs and fed the cats, and I fell asleep on the couch, and it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. And then I was like, I don't know how I'm going to work today. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I have a migraine pill that's like a prescription pill that I have from my doctor, and I took one of those and I took a nap for like 45 minutes, like at 8 o'clock this morning, and when I woke up I felt a little bit better. But as the days gone by, it's getting worse again, so I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today, reading wise, which is kind of unfortunate because I was really excited about starting this early because I'm actually finally getting into a reading mood. But obviously health comes first, so I'm gonna just take care of myself. I do have The Maidens on Audible, or on Libby, and I'm 41% of the way through that, so I might read that like today while I'm not feeling too hot, just because I can listen to an audiobook. So I might do that. I'm not really sure. I will keep you updated as we go. Anyways, I took a really great nap and I'm feeling way better. So I still have a headache, but I'm feeling better. So I'm going to get to the Poppy War and get into this a little bit. I'm really excited. I love this book so much. It's just one that I've been taking really slow, and I just really want to get into it. So I'm gonna get to reading and I'll update you probably when I've read like 50 or so pages. Good morning. It's Friday. Thank God it's fluff. That's the saying in our household. If you've been watching my videos, you probably already know that, but that's just what we say on Fridays, is thank God it's fluff, because you got these fluffy kitties. Say hi. Oh, she's so stinking cute. Okay, anyways, I wanted to give a few updates, reading-wise, and just in general. So, first of all, thank you for bearing with me yesterday. I'm sure that those clips were just fantastic because I had a migraine and I just was really out of it. So I got quite a bit of reading done yesterday, which I'm very proud of because it's taking me a while to get through the Poppy War. I'm not finished yet. I still have some way to go, but I read about 80 pages last night, which for me, I'm happy with because I haven't read that much of this book in a minute. I am absolutely loving the Poppy War though. I feel like this is such a good book for this time of year where we're like transitioning, kind of like what I talked about in the end of year book tag that I did last week. Just like it's an autumnal type transition where it's not really like based in the fall setting or anything like that, but like the topics are just kind of heavy, which is kind of, I don't know, reminiscent of this time of year. So I don't know. I feel like I just picked kind of the perfect time to read it. And actually what I did was I couldn't figure out what I wanted to read. So I looked at Ryan and I was like, what book on my shelf just stands out to you? And every time I ask him that, he always says the Poppy War because he's intrigued by the story. So he picked that one and I was like, okay, fine, I'm actually gonna read it. So picked it up. I've been reading this all month. I started this at the beginning of the month and today's the 18th, I think. Yeah. So taking my sweet time, but honestly, I'm loving it and I'm definitely gonna finish it this weekend. I'm on page 361. Actually 360, and this book is 530 pages, so I have 170 pages, something like that. I'm not good with math. I read books. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And then I also did finish Tender the Flesh yesterday. I gave it 3 stars. I know that I kind of talked about it yesterday, but I had literally just finished the book and didn't really have time to like sit on it. I've had some time to sit on it. I think that the story was really good, which is why I gave it 3 stars. However, the concepts were really icky. That was my description of the book the whole time I was reading it, is just like, this feels icky. But I did find a lot of like social commentary in it, that like these are like things that could potentially happen. This is things that are not that far off from our own world. But it was really terrifying to me that they like had, I'm putting my hand back up, no spoilers, this is a spoilery section. I just, the scavengers, I believe is what they're called, literally decimated an entire like truckload of people and just ate them alive and just like killed them. And that's just insane to me. And I can't even picture that happening. And so it just felt so far off. And the whole time I was like, this just doesn't even feel realistic. And then the ending made me feel like I'd been like misled the whole book. But overall, it was good. It was a 3-star. I do recommend it to people who are interested in that concept. But know that it is pretty graphic and it's pretty gross, and you just have to deal with that. And then the last book update that I have for you is I have continued to read The Maidens. I'm listening to that on audio, and I started it a while ago, and I just couldn't really get into it. I was just kind of passively listening to it because it's a pretty quick book. And I think that I was really comparing it to The Silent Patient, which I loved. And I don't feel like I have the same connection to The Maidens as I did The Silent Patient. However, I'm officially 50% of the way through the book, and I am enjoying it. So I'm excited to see what happens. It's a murder mystery about a college, I can't remember exactly which college it is. Basically a girl dies and they're trying to figure out what happened. So I don't really have a lot to say on it other than I'm finally getting into it. I'm finally interested, so I'm excited to keep reading that. I'm hoping to get a good part of the way through the Poppy War today. I intentionally left off on a really like big moment that's got like a lot of action and a lot going on, so that it's going to be really easy for me to get back in. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep reading this, and I am planning on getting quite a bit of reading done today. Tomorrow is not going to be super reading heavy. I'm going to try and bring you along with me though. I'm going to a wintry craft fair and then getting lunch with my mom and our friends. And so, yeah, I probably won't get a chance to read until later in the day, but hopefully, honestly, my goal would be to finish the Poppy War tomorrow. And then I have another book that I do want to pick up, but I'm not going to talk about it unless I end up actually picking it up. So we'll see if we get there, but I'm going to get to work, and then I will update you probably when I read a little bit more of the Poppy War.
I am driving, so if you can hear the car noises, it's because it's freaking cold outside and my car's not very happy about it. But this is the only time that I have an update, so I'm just gonna update. Anyways, it's Saturday, if you couldn't already tell, and I am on my way to a wintry craft fair. Well, I'm going to meet my mom and our friends, and then we're going to the wintry craft fair, but I just wanted to quickly update on the Poppy War, and then I'll bring you along with me today when I have a chance to. I woke up this morning. Benji does not like to let us sleep in, so I got up this morning, fed him, and then I read for a while. Got up at like 5:30 on a Saturday, which is just fantastic. But it's funny, on Saturdays it's a lot easier for me to wake up early than it is on weekdays when I have to work, but it's fine. Anyways, so I got up and I read some more of the Poppy War, and I got to page 450, like 4, I don't exactly know what page, but it's around there. And I am really anxious to see how this book ends. I'm gonna probably finish it when I get home tonight, but I have like 70 pages left and I'm really loving it. I do have a really big prediction, and I hope that I'm right, honestly, because if I'm not, I'm gonna be a little sad. But yeah, we'll see. I have two predictions. I have a prediction for like the whole series, and then I also have a prediction for like the end of this book. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to tell you what the predictions are, but I will tell you if I'm right or not. But I'm going to get back to the road, and I will talk to you guys later. Sunday night. I didn't really update like I was planning to this weekend, but I did finish the Poppy War like 5 minutes ago, so I just wanted to quickly talk about it before I end off this video. This is absolutely a 5-star read. I'm a huge fan.
I can't wait to keep reading on in the series. I did ask for the books for Christmas, so it's probably going to be like another month or so before I continue on. If I get them, if not, I'll buy them after Christmas. But I am a huge fan. It's definitely outside of my comfort zone in terms of reading just because it's such a different genre that I'm used to. But I felt like it was a good introduction to this genre, and it wasn't as like graphic as I expected it to be based off of the way that a lot of booktubers talk about it. I mean, of course, there are a lot of tragic things that happen, and there are some pretty detailed, gory things that do happen. And there are a lot of, I guess, trigger warnings, so always make sure you're double checking the trigger warnings before reading this book, because there are some things that could be triggering to certain people. However, after just finishing reading Tender as the Flesh, the things in this book didn't feel quite as intense, I guess, just because of the level of gore was just very different. There is like 2 chapters, I think it might even just be 1 chapter. I think it's right at the beginning of part 3. Yeah, right at the beginning of part 3 that's pretty intense. So if you are sensitive to those types of things, just be mindful that part 3 is really where things start to get gruesome and you start to get that kind of information that's pretty hard to read. But overall, I felt like it was a really, really good, well-crafted book, and I'm definitely going to be giving it 5 stars. So this weekend, I did finish Tender as the Flesh and The Poppy Word, which were the 2 books that I was hoping to finish. So I'm really, really happy that I was able to get them both finished. I listened to another like 5% of The Maidens. I am still really enjoying it. However, it was not really my priority this weekend because I was trying to finish this book and I had a lot of other things going on. But overall, I am really happy with the reading that I had this weekend, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on Thursday with another video. Bye.